Welcome to Unscripted Buzz, your go-to channel for untold stories and behind-the-scenes scoops. Today, we're diving into the fascinating journey of Phoebe Cates, the iconic star who ruled the 1980s but then vanished from Hollywood. From her unforgettable role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High to her surprising decision to step away from the spotlight, let's uncover what really happened to this beloved actress. Phoebe Cates, one of the most memorable stars of the 1980s, has been absent from the big screen for years, leaving fans curious about her departure from Hollywood. Cates skyrocketed to fame as Linda Barrett in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a high school comedy classic. Her iconic poolside scene, imagined by Brad Hamilton, her best friend Stacy's brother, remains etched in cinematic history. Following her breakout role, Cates enjoyed a steady acting career through the 1980s and into the 1990s. However, her film appearances gradually became rare, with her last significant movie role more than 2 decades ago. Since then, aside from a brief voiceover in a 2015 video game, she has largely stepped away from acting. Contrary to speculation that Cates struggled to find roles, the truth is she chose to leave Hollywood. Her decision reflects a personal choice to focus on life outside of the spotlight rather than a lack of opportunities, what Phoebe Cates has done since Fast Times at Ridgemont High. After her breakout role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Phoebe Cates built an impressive acting career throughout the 1980s. In 1983, she co-starred with Matthew Modine and Betsy Russell in the comedy Private School, where she also showcased her musical talents by performing 2 songs for the soundtrack, Just One Touch and How Do I Let You Know. The following year, she took on memorable roles as Lily Lace in the TV miniseries Lace and Kate Barringer, the love interest in the hit horror comedy Gremlins. Cates continued to shine with roles in Date with an Angel, 1987, Bright Lights, Big City, 1988, Shag, 1989, and Heart of Dixie, 1989. She reprised her character Lily in Lace 2, 1985, and returned as Kate Barringer in Gremlins 2, The New Batch, 1990. In 1990, she made an uncredited cameo alongside her husband, Kevin Kline, in the dark comedy I Love You to Death. She then starred as Lizzie Cronin in the 1991 cult comedy Drop Dead Fred, played Carol in the 1993 indie drama Bodies, Rest in Motion, and appeared as herself in the 1993 comedy My Life's in Turnaround. Her final starring role was in the 1994 biopic Princess Caribou, in which she played the titular role of Mary Baker and again starred alongside her husband. Since then, the only on-screen acting that Cates has done was playing the supporting role of Sophia Gold in the 2001 dramedy The Anniversary Party. Phoebe Cates hasn't acted since 2001. Phoebe Cates has been retired from acting for decades, stepping away from Hollywood in 1994 after starring in Princess Caribou. Her decision was driven by a desire to focus on raising her children, Owen and Greta, who have since pursued successful careers as a filmmaker and a musician, respectively, New Zealand Herald. Cates briefly returned to acting in 2001, taking on the role of Sophia in The Anniversary Party. This comeback was a favor to her close friend and Fast Times at Ridgemont High co-star Jennifer Jason Leigh, who co-wrote, co-directed, and co-starred in the film alongside Alan Cumming. Since then, Cates' only acting contribution has been voicing Kate Barringer, her character from Gremlins, in the 2015 video game Lego Dimensions. Many notable actors reprised their iconic roles for Lego Dimensions, including Will Arnett as Lego Batman and Sean Astin as Samwise Gamgee, while most, like Bill Murray as Dr. Peter Venkman, allowed producers to use archive recordings. Cates was one of the few who returned to record new dialogue specifically for the game. What Phoebe Cates is doing now. Phoebe Cates may have stopped back from acting, but she's found other ways to stay creative and engaged. In 2005, she launched Blue Tree, a boutique on Madison Avenue in New York City. The store features an eclectic selection of items, including clothing, antiques, jewelry, perfumes, candles, art, photography, books, vintage records, and stuffed animals. While her cameo in Lego Dimensions shows she hasn't entirely left acting behind, Cates has said she's open to returning if the right role or opportunity arises. Whether through voice acting or an on-camera performance, fans might still see her in action in the future. Phoebe Cates remains an 80s movie icon. Although Phoebe Cates has stepped away from acting, she remains an enduring icon of 1980s pop culture. Her work in films like Gremlins continues to resonate, particularly during the holiday season when the movie is a go-to classic. Kate's memorable monologue about her character's disdain for Christmas is a darkly comedic highlight that fans still appreciate today. Of course, one of her most iconic moments in cinema is her unforgettable red bikini scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The sequence brilliantly captures the humorous and relatable daydreams of a teenage boy, but it's Kate's performance that elevates it to legendary status. Not only did she instantly become a symbol of 80s glamour, but her comedic timing in the aftermath of the scene, reacting to walking in on Brad, showcases her sharp comedic talent. While her skills as an actress extend far beyond this moment, its lasting impact on pop culture is undeniable. From references in Family Guy to Stranger Things, the scene remains a cultural touchstone. Kate's legacy in film is secure, and her work will continue to be celebrated by fans for generations to come.